DC is culturally vibrant, not only because of the established voices of its communities, but also because of the diverse folk who call it home and who themselves are finding innovative ways to preserve their unique legacy and share it to create a DC future. DC speaks its diversity through not only the voices of its people, but through the incredible messages of its places and, of course, its art.
Filipino Young Professionals focus primarily on the rich history and stories of Filipinos who immigrated to America and settled in the local DMV area. Our chosen scholar for this historical journey was Rita Cacas. After 40 years of service to the federal government via the National Gallery of Art and then the National Archives, Rita embarked upon a meticulous historic preservation undertaking.
Rita Cacas, and I'm president of the Rita M. Cacas Foundation. The Manila House was a community house that was located at 2422 K Street Northwest, just near Washington Circle, and it was purchased by the Visayan Circle around 1937, and we know this because we found the deed for it. So this was a small group of Filipinos who wanted to create some kind of community center for the Filipino community back in the late 30s and the 40s, into the 50s. As we were growing up, my father would try to tell us about what life was like for the Filipinos, you know, during the Depression, you know, during the 40s and 50s here in Washington, but we were just little kids. And so, you know, we didn't understand, and it wasn't until I was probably in later high school and early college that I realized, you know, my dad's getting older, he's getting Alzheimer's, and so I needed to interview him. And that's what started it all around 1988, you know, when I interviewed him. And I realized as I was talking with him that there was a larger community of Filipinos in the area and here in Washington, D.C. When I started my research in 1988, there was nothing about Filipinos here in Washington. Absolutely, there were no bodies of records. There was nothing at the Library of Congress. It was all about the West Coast Filipinos. So in many ways, they were a little far ahead of us in terms of documenting their existence. I often describe that for people, for newcomers, anybody, history kind of starts the day you land here, and you don't look back. People don't say, oh, well, who was here before me? Who walked these streets before me? And so for me to be able to share the history, all the things that we've discovered, all the research, it's just exciting to share this with everyone.